Hi, and welcome back to It Figures. Tonight I have somewhat of a strange review, but not really because I've done a few of these in the past. But tonight I'm going to do it a little differently. Now, tonight I'm going to be reviewing the LEGO version of WALL-E. So in the past, I showed the full build of the LEGO that I was building, but I will no longer do that. Because for me, building a LEGO set is very relaxing from a hard day's work, and I just want to sit back and enjoy the build. However, if I go and record it, it's not as enjoyable because I'm too worried about trying to put it together and the video at the same time. So what I'm doing here is obviously showing the WALL-E box and show the interior of it, and then maybe show a couple things along the way, maybe not, but I will show the final build when it's over. This was made by LEGO Ideas, which means it was basically created by people like you and me for sort of like a, I guess, LEGO contest. LEGO liked it, so they started making it. And WALL-E is one of my all-time favorite Pixar films. Plus, this has been retired, which means they no longer have this in production, so it may be a lot harder to find on the shelves. But if you really want this set, now is the time to go get it, because in a year or so, it's going to double or triple in price. Alright, so let's open up the box and see how many bags we have, and if it has any stickers or what's inside. So if you're a LEGO collector, you know that most of these sets come with a number on the bag. These do not, which is going to make the building process a little bit more difficult. Pretty much all the sets I think I've owned but one so far have all been numbered, and what that means basically there's a number on this, so you have several packs that have number 1, and in the instruction booklet you build those packs first, then you move on to number 2, 3, 4, and so on. So, but with this it looks like they're just going to be all jumbled up in one big pile, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to build this one. Take a look at the instruction booklet. It looks pretty thick actually. So first off you have the guy who made it, a little story about him. Now I really like the instruction booklet here because I like the white background with the build instructions. It's really easy to read. A lot of times they'll have like a black background like the Ghostbusters set, or you know, a blue background, which isn't too bad, but these white backgrounds like this, these are really clean and really easy to understand how to build something. So really like that. Alright, so here we go. We are going to build WALL-E, and then I'll review him once I'm done. And with the 600 pieces, it don't look like it's going to take too long to finish this. Probably a few hours or less, and we'll see. Well, let's get started. Alright, so let's take a more detailed look at the LEGO version of WALL-E. Now this is a perfect robot to capture in LEGO form, just because basically of what the movie was about. Some of these lower end, less expensive LEGO sets you get, and even some of the more expensive LEGO sets you get, have stickers. But fortunately WALL-E actually has printed bricks, so none of this is stickers. There was a lot of difficult things to build in this. These treads and the gears and everything that put these treads together were pretty elaborate. The only thing that's wrong with these is, even though they do move, as you can see, they're not really made out of rubber, they're made out of plastic, so when he does try to roll, they don't actually roll. But you can move them by hand. And it would have been nice to add some like rubber texture or something to the outside of these treads, so you know, when he was on a surface, they would actually move when you pushed him. Now WALL-E actually has quite a lot of moving parts on himself, which again is one of the difficult parts of the build. And it's also what makes this figure so awesome. First of all, his stomach opens up, just like the movie. So you could put whatever you like inside of his stomach, and he does come with a plant that you could put in there. But I thought it'd been kind of cool if they had put a brick or a piece of old something that you could, you know, put in there like you did in the movie. But you know, you can easily make that and put it in there. But it's a very cool hatch. It's sturdy, it closes, it doesn't like try to hang open or anything, and it's just a really well constructed hatch. His arms move out back and forth, and they do move forward as well. So you can push them forward and back and rotate them just like a real action figure, basically. So that is pretty cool. His hands also rotate, and each finger has an individual socket, so you can move every single individual finger here. He has like the flaps for his thumbs, or whatever you want to call them, and each one of these moves separately, and it's such a cool design, and he can pretty much grip a lot of things because of that. It's just a really well executed design. His other hand over here, he's holding the plant, the real little plant from the movie, and again it just kind of pops in there, so there is a little peg here to hold it in place, and it just pops in place and it sits in there very easily. But then when you close his hand, it looks like he's actually, you know, holding the plant. So again, just a fantastic design. And his overall body is really cool. I love everything about it. It looks just like the film, and it's why it's just so well done. On the back here, he does have a flap, and it doesn't open up all the way. It goes up about that far, but he has his little jet packs that pop out as well and send him through space and whatnot. So I totally forgot about these until I built the design, and I'm like, well, what are these? I said, oh yeah, he had those when he was, you know, traveling through space, so he could get through space. So again, just a really cool little thing there on his back. His head is probably the most elaborate part of this entire Lego build. There's a lot going on here, and there's a lot of movement you can get out of his head, and lots of expressions you can get. His neck basically will raise up as far as you get it, and you know it goes down. I'm trying to do this without breaking anything. And both eyes have a real large area of movement. Both go down and up. They tilt left and right. It's basically on a ball joint, so you can pose the head or the eyes any direction you want. It's just really, really awesome. And giving an entire look at the side and the back of the eyes, it's very mechanical looking, what they did with it. So it does look, you know, very robotic like. And as you can see, there was a lot that went into building this. It's a very elaborate but fun build. And like I said in the beginning of the video, what's so great about this is the guy who created this design is actually the one who created WALL-E for the movie. So that's, I think, why this thing turned out as good as it did. This is a great display piece. I don't know if I would recommend giving it to your children to play with, because he isn't fragile, but there's a lot of parts that will break off if you pull on them or tug on them or constantly use them or whatnot. So he's more or less I would say a display piece rather than something that you can play with every single day. And if you look on the side here, again, just the small opening here on the side is just really cool. I mean, again, this could have been a solid design. It could have just been, you know, solid yellow block, but they decided to put the small opening here on the side, and just a really, really great design choice. Overall, this is an incredible Lego set, and I don't know if I could recommend it to first-time builders because it does get a little complicated, but you know, you do have your instruction booklet, and it's pretty well self-explanatory on how to build it. I'm just really happy I grabbed him before they retired the figure, and you may still be able to find him around the same price if you look within probably the next month or so, but other than that, he will probably start going up in price pretty quick. So there you go. There is my review for WALL-E. Just an incredible, incredible Lego set, and I could not recommend this thing higher. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video for It Figures, and if you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button so I can see you next time on It Figures.